Now, what do you think of Nancy Pelosi? You think she's doing a good job, or are you just getting tired of her, right? What if there was a candidate running against her? Now, what would you think about that? What if there was actually somebody that was putting up a fight and making her come back and campaign in her rat-infested San Francisco, where people poop on the street and there's needles all over the place? What if somebody actually held her accountable to that? Now, wouldn't that be interesting? Well, just that kind of person, and just that person is with us now. And this is DeAnna Lorraine, and she is running against Nancy Pelosi in Congress in her highfalutin San Francisco district. DeAnna, great to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
DeAnna, I want to know all about you. Why are you, DeAnna Lorraine, I know you're a popular YouTube host, you're a conservative political commentator, you're author of the book Making Love Great Again, and you've been involved in a lot of things. I've also seen you on CNN, Fox, The Blaze, other things. This is the first time you're on the John Fredericks Radio Network. Why'd you get in this race?
Well, as you know, San Francisco is ground zero for cultural rot in America. You just said it yourself. Nancy Pelosi is the embodiment of that cultural rot. And that's why I'm taking the fight for our nation's soul and for our nation's families directly to the front lines. I'm excited about it. I want to partner with our president because he needs as many partners as possible in Congress helping him out, helping him to actually enforce the America First agenda that myself and so many other Americans voted for, that is just not fully getting done because his hands are being tied. He's being blocked by traitors in the government, including Nancy Pelosi and the squad. And this is the time. You know, I just feel that there's a calling right now. You know, I'm Christian, but there's a calling right now that I believe God is calling myself and so many other people to just stand up and fight. And we're at a crossroads right now. If our country falls to socialism, we're never getting it back. This is a time for ordinary Americans like you, like myself. I would consider myself just an ordinary American. I don't have a huge political background. To stand up and fight and do these kind of bold and extraordinary things to save the America that we know and love. I love America. I want to make sure that America goes in the right direction. And this is why I'm throwing my hat in and fighting to win.
DeAnna, tell us about the actual makeup of Pelosi's district in San Francisco. Like, where exactly is it?
Where exactly is it? It's
exactly
San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, those of us that know San Francisco, it's a big city, but where, give us the geography. Is it Wharf? Is it towards Oakland? Is it the fancy-dancy place by the Golden State Bridge? What's the makeup of the district?
So it actually is literally only San Francisco. It's not Oakland. It's not Mill Valley. It's not Berkeley. It actually is right in the heart of San Francisco. So the district, California District 12, is entirely within the city of San Francisco.
So when you go down certain streets in San Francisco and you're stepping over the human feces and you got the garbage all over the place and you got homeless people strewn about and you've got needles on the roads, that's in her district.
Correct.
And what has she done? What has she done about that?
Oh, just about nothing. I mean, it's gotten worse under her watch. It's gotten worse. And, you know, something else is interesting. We've spent millions of dollars, $300 million in just the last year alone, on the quote-unquote homeless crisis. And yet the homeless crisis, the rate of homelessness has risen 17% since 2017 alone. So housing prices continue to increase. Homelessness continues to increase. The rate of feces on the ground and needles on the ground is only increasing. You know, there are drug needle exchange programs in San Francisco that really are only enabling these issues. They're only enabling these problems and making it worse. So with all of the programs that she says that she's helping with, it's only continuing to get worse under Nancy Pelosi's watch.
All right, so when you talk to people in her district, obviously she's been there a long time. She gets an overwhelming majority of San Francisco voters to back her.
Since I was a toddler.
Yeah, I mean, she's been there forever. You know what's interesting? Nobody's ever investigated her husband or asked any questions about where he got all this money, right?
Right.
Is that an issue for you?
She's one of the most corrupt families. You know, Nancy Pelosi's family is basically the same as the Clinton family. You know, Gavin Newsom and Nancy Pelosi are obviously in the same family. These are corrupt individuals that continue to get rich, and that they're using the American people to serve them. They are not serving the American people. Why? Why are they still in office? Why aren't they being investigated? Just like the Biden family. Why aren't the Bidens truly being looked at and investigated in the same way that President Trump's family is being investigated?
Right.
These are all people that are ripping the American people off, and yet they continue to get elected into office. It's time to elect real patriots in America that actually care, that actually give a damn about other Americans, that are not seasoned politicians that have been locked up in gate-guarded communities and in Washington for the last 30 years, out of touch with American people. We want real Americans that are dealing day to day with the same problems that other Americans are dealing with.
We're with DeAnna, Lorraine. She's running for Congress in District 12 in San Francisco. That's against Nancy Pelosi in her San Francisco district. DeAnna, what has been the reaction that you're getting, not from Republicans around the country? Obviously, a lot of them are going to give money to you because they can't stand Pelosi. But when you go and talk to voters in the district, right, I'm sure you're going door to door and you're engaging voters, what are they saying?
To be honest with you, a lot of them actually want a change. A lot of them do want to change. And you know, they do believe that Nancy Pelosi, they're starting to wake up to the fact that she is doing them wrong. She is not helping the district. She is only continuing to make it worse. And then, to be honest, there's a couple different camps. There's some people that are really open for a change, and I believe that I can win them over, even independents and Democrats. Then there are a group of people that are just so far left that they don't feel like Nancy Pelosi is far left enough, if you can believe it. They're the AOC types that, you know, really want the Green New Deal and that think Antifa is a peaceful group. And then there are the more rhino type of Republicans that do not want me in office, that want people that are those seasoned politicians that have been around forever and that do not really want change, that do not really want the Trump America First agenda. So I'm fighting all sorts of resistance here. But the patriots, the true Americans that really voted for the Trump, that really are champions of conservative values, they love me. They love my message. They want to see me in office. And I know that I can win over the hearts and minds of many more people, too.
Oh, look, I don't think there's any doubt. And regardless of the makeup of the district, I like the fact that you're bringing the fight to Pelosi, where she has to come home, debate you, and defend her policies. Right. For those that live for those that live in San Francisco, like yourself, DeAnna, and you live there. And by the way, I don't know if you're a 49ers fan, but congratulations to your undefeated team. I think they're for real.
Thank you. But I want to make sure. I want to make sure that I'm not misspeaking. I'm moving to San Francisco to challenge Nancy Pelosi. So I'm still looking for a place to live. I'm moving to San Francisco. I grew up in the Bay Area, and now I live in Southern California. But I'm moving to San Francisco right now to challenge Nancy Pelosi.
Okay. So and you'll be there within what, the next month or so? Give me a time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually I'm here right now, but I just wanted to make sure that you can always get things thrown at you and fake news and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that that's corrected.
Will you have a Republican primary challenge?
Correct. Yeah, and it's March 3rd. It's coming up fast.
So have any other candidates announced?
Yes, there are two other Democrats that are far left. They are the AOC type that are criticizing Nancy for not being far left enough. And then there's another Republican challenger who this is his fourth time running. And, you know, and everyone gets a chance, right? Everyone should have a fair chance. I do believe, and many of the voters believe, that I have the best chance at beating Nancy because, you know, there's something to be said about a younger generation, a fresh face, a younger generation, especially a woman, going neck and neck with Nancy Pelosi. And I believe that my policies and my message are really, really strong. And by the way, I do encourage people to go to my website, DeAnnaForCongress.com, to see my full platform and the policies I'll be championing. That's DeAnnaForCongress.com.
So, DeAnna, and the way the California primary works is the top two vote getters square off, right, in November?
Right.
Is that the way it works?
No, in March 3rd.
Right. So regardless of party, the top two people,
Right.
Pelosi and somebody, it could be one of the left-wing social justice challengers, but the top two people then square off in November. They get on the ballot regardless of party affiliation, right?
Right. Correct.
So in order to get on the ballot against her, you have to come in first or second, obviously.
Right.
And she has two social justice challengers?
Yes. Yeah, that are pretty far left. Correct. And you should check it out on Ballotpedia. You can see the other two.
I am going to check it out.
One is Shahid Buttar.
Do either of them have any chance at making it a competitive race with her?
I do think so. Yes, to be honest with you, I do think so. And that's what's kind of scary, because when AOC and the squad are out there running their mouths and talking about the Green New Deal and talking about impeachment, and really, you can love them or hate them, but they have a following. They have a voice. They have an impact. There's a lot of people, and especially the younger generation, that follow them and that are influenced by them. So, yeah, I mean, we can make fun of them all we want, but they do have a following and they do have a chance. But I have to continue to fight. I have to continue to go door to door. I have to continue to make a lot of noise and raise the issues and expose the hypocrisy of them, expose the damage that they're causing the United States of America and their district. And, and we can win up against these squad kind of people, and especially against these deep blue establishment people like Nancy. And I tell people that, Republican candidates, go for it. Go for it. Have a winning campaign. Do not be afraid. Do not be intimidated of strong blue districts or political Goliaths like Nancy Pelosi that have been in there many years. Because if we just lost hope, if conservatives just wave the right flag of surrender, we would never have President Trump.
That's right.
We would never have a lot of these candidates. And, we have to send the strong message that we are here, that these values are worth fighting for, and we are not just going to give up and lay down. We are going to be here. We're going to fight, and we have a chance of winning, and we may very well win. I'm going to play to win, and I need all the help I can get. I need all the prayer warriors I can get, but it is going to be a tough battle. I'm prepared.
We're with DeAnna Lorraine. She is the Republican candidate for Congress, trying to run against Nancy Pelosi in San Francisco. That'll be next November, and that is the 12th district. Yes. Next November.
First of all is the primary. Then the general election next November. And look, I've born and raised in California my whole life. I've lived here my whole life. I love California. I love the Golden State. I don't want to have to move. But it is falling to socialism. And a lot of people can agree. It's a beautiful state, but there's just so much damage that has been caused by Democratic leadership. And as California goes, so does the rest of the country. So I am fighting for California. I'm fighting for America. And we all need to work together to fight this scary agenda that's being brought amongst us.
What do you think of Pelosi's impeachment inquiry, number one, and number two? Do you think she'll actually move it to a legitimate vote for a hearing?
I mean, it's absolutely BS. What she's doing is just causing so much division in an already divided country. When she's focusing on impeaching one of the greatest presidents of all time with absolutely zero claims, with zero grounds for impeachment. She's focusing on identity politics. She's focusing on what gender pronoun we should use. She's focusing on giving free health care to illegal immigrants instead of focusing on the real problems Americans are dealing with, or even the problems in her own district, like the homeless on the ground and the feces on the streets, right? It's absolute BS. And the worst part about it is every time that the Democrats point their finger and blame Donald Trump for something, you can bet your bottom dollar that they're the ones that are guilty of the same crimes and then some. That's what we're finding out once again, just like the Russiagate investigation. This is basically Russiagate, the sequel. right? It's going to be this long, drawn-out impeachment inquiry. It's not going to go anywhere. Of course, we're not going to lose our president, but we also can't get content either. I think it's going to backfire on them. I think that they're actually going to lose more support in voters, and they're going to finally wake up and come over to our side.
Well, look, the latest public opinion polls out, the public surveys out, the president rose 9 points amongst independents since they started this impeachment inquiry. I think Americans are seeing through it for the sideshow and the clown show it is. DeAnna, I really want to thank you for your time. DeAnna Lorraine, she's running against Nancy Pelosi. She's actually moving to San Francisco, the 12th district, in order to do that. If you want to donate to her campaign, DeAnnaForCongress.com. That's DeAnna, 2 N's for Congress.com. DeAnna, good luck. First mission, you have to come in 1-2 in the March 3rd primary, and good luck with that. DeAnna, thanks for being with us. We'll have you back.